And we're so excited because we have two people that are involved with the Watsonville Film Festival. It debuts tomorrow and it's its 11th year. I'd like to welcome Consuelo Alba and Pepe Serna. Hi.
Hi. Thank you so much for having us, Rachel.
Absolutely. And Pepe, you are an actor that have been in over 400 films. Tell us what your connection is to the Watsonville Film Festival. You're getting honored here.
Well, my connection is that
We may have just lost you.
Did you hear me?
Yes, I hope you get closer to your source of connectivity.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'll put it right up to me.
Get up near the transmitter. Yeah.
Rach, can you hear me good now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, my connection is that Consuelo invited me to come to the festival, and I have been doing improvisational workshops for years, and it afforded me the opportunity to come and participate in 6 different schools today and tomorrow. And it's just great to show the youth that there is a way forward, and it's just by being diligent in what you want to do.
That's a really important thing for kids to see role models that remind them that they can reach high. Did you always want to be an actor when you were a kid?
Yeah, since I was 3 years old, it was my passion to entertain and try to make people laugh and feel good.
That's really cool. What was your favorite film to appear in? Which one did you like acting in the best?
You know, obviously the one that's gotten me the most recognition, the two would be Scarface and American Me. And although they're not the kind of films that we want, the children to emulate in any way, it's the ones that give me the recognition to be able to go in and reach more students, which is my passion. That's what I love to do, is bring my art, my visual art, and performance art to the fore by just being able to let everybody know that we are all performers. We have to be the best actor that we can be, regardless of what field of work we're going to go into. We have to be at the top of our game with the confidence and knowledge that it's all about what we know and what we're going to learn.
Life is really one giant improvisation, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what we've been doing our whole lives, all of us.
And children are particularly good at that. If you watch them do make-believe play, you know, it's all being made up as they go. When they're young, they are super imaginative and act out all kinds of scenarios. It's when they get a little older that it gets constrained by other media that they're seeing that they have to emulate, right? It's not coming from their core anymore.
And the parents that say, no, don't touch that, no, don't go there, no. You know, it's always no, no, no. And improv is the yes and adjustment, which is yes and is positive. Yes, but is positive, negative. And we need positive always. And always say, you know, at Christmas, you give the children toys, and they end up playing with the boxes they come in more than anything else once the toys are put away.
That's so true. If you've ever had kids when they're really young, I remember my son just pushing a chair around the deck. You know, it didn't need wheels. It was some sort of motorized vehicle, I could tell. So, and what kind of prompts do you give these kids? I assume you were just in the schools. I think you just said that. What were some of the fun prompts that got them the most excited to improvise?
Well, I like to give them a few of the things that I learned through motivational books, self-help books, which are like Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, that if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. Either way, you're right. So why not think that you can and know that you can? And the main thing is that I like to tell them is you're not going to be a writer. You're not going to be a painter, or you already are. You have to do it right now, and where you are right now is you're at your peak, and you're just going to keep peaking. You're just going to keep getting better and better because you're going to keep learning more and more about what you love to do, and not waste time, and do what all our parents have told us is every parent since the beginning of time. Don't hang out with those kids. Don't. They're going to lead you down the wrong road. And sure enough, it always happens. Parents have been around a while, so they know. And that's the main thing is to tell them, hey, whatever it is that you're doing, believe in yourself. And you're not in competition with anybody else. You're only in competition with yourself. There are no wrong answers. Just do it. And with my workshops, I say there's nobody who's the best or worst, the thinnest or slimmest, the heaviest or tallest or shortest. We're all the same. We just are made the way we are for a reason. And that's what we have to work with.
And I imagine you are going to be receiving some sort of recognition tomorrow night. Consuelo Alba is here with us to tell us a little bit more about the goings-on at the festival, and tell us how Pepe Serna is getting honored. Maybe it's a secret. I don't know.
It is a secret. It's a
okay,
surprise.
I'll close my ears.
Close your ears now.
Well, we're super excited, as you can imagine, that we have Pepe Serna with us here in Watsonville, and just honoring him, his career, his spirit. He's a wonderful human being, and that happens to be a great actor. And we honor our heroes, and he's one of our heroes in film. So we are thrilled to open the Watsonville Film Festival with Pepe Serna and his new documentary, Life is Art. And it's what he's talking about, right? It's exactly who he is, and it's a wonderful film that we're sharing with everybody in the community. And that's how we start 10 days of films and celebration activities. We are inviting everybody to be part of the Watsonville Film Festival this year, and we'll be at the Medal Center, the library, and also online.
And all of the films you're showing are free to the public. Is that correct?
Yes.
With a donation, because, I know it's not free to put on. You have to rent the venues and stuff. So,
yes. We work all year. We fundraise all year. And we are very fortunate to get support from the Community Foundation, Arts Council, many sponsors that really believe in our work, and the idea that everybody should have access to film festival experiences and to storytelling that is powerful and transformative.
You know, Watsonville High is famous for its video academy, and it has spawned a number of young filmmakers. I know that every year you honor young local filmmakers. Can you talk about that part of the festival?
Definitely, yes. We're very proud to present the work of local emerging filmmakers, of student films, and every year we are getting more and more films made in Watsonville, and we're very proud of that. Starting with the Video Academy at Watsonville High, as you mentioned, several of our emerging filmmakers we work with year after year graduated from that program, and they come back and share with us more films. And then we have also Digital Nest. They are also producing films. And now we have the Youth Cinema Academy in the local middle, elementary, and high school. This program keeps expanding, and those are the classes that Pepe is visiting. And last year, we launched our own fellowship program. It's called Cine Se Puede, because we really see this pipeline of filmmakers in our community. So we are doing our part as a festival to support those filmmakers who have gone to CSUMB, to UCSC, and want to continue their careers as filmmakers. We have this fellowship to provide mentorship and some funding and networking opportunities with industry leaders. And it's becoming this wonderful community of local filmmakers. So we're very proud of that, and we present their films, and we celebrate them as well.
That's fantastic. It really breaks down the barriers that people can often feel when they're creative, but they don't have people around them to make them feel like they're part of something bigger. So it seems like you understand that and are really nurturing these young minds who are going to go on to wonderful things or already doing wonderful things at a young age.
Yes, I know from personal experience because I am a documentary filmmaker, and it's really hard to make films. It's extremely hard. There is very little support, and especially in places like Watsonville, we don't have a community, so it feels very isolating. And this has been a dream of us to be able to support filmmakers further. So last year, the Community Foundation gave us a grant to launch our Cine Se Puede Fellowship because we knew that it was needed for our local filmmakers to say, yes, I want to make films, I feel connected, there is a community around me, and we are seeing the result, the success of these, because now we have these fellows supporting each other. It's happening organically. One gets a gig and calls the other, because making a film is all about teamwork. So it's really good to create a community, and we have that community here in Watsonville now.
It's a really exciting time, and this is your 11th year. I just recently showed a documentary called Latinos Real. Let's see, what is it called? It's images of Latinos throughout Hollywood history, and I know a lot has changed, but some things haven't, so there's still a long way to go. And it seems like film festivals like this are the way to go to kind of break down those stereotypes. In that film, Latinos Beyond Real, it just shows, actors trying to get roles that are not stereotypical for Latino actors, and they're having a hard time. But if you change who's making the films, it seemed evident that you would get different representation and a more nuanced view of people from a whole part of a continent, right? It's not just one little slice of Mexico. It's the whole entire South American continent.
Definitely. Yes, and we need more Latinos in every area of the filmmaking industry, because it's not just about directors and producers. It's everybody who's involved in the process of writing the stories and telling them through film. And Pepe probably can talk more about that, his experience with these kind of films and what's happening right now.
Yeah, please.
Right now, Gloria Calderon Kellett is the showrunner on the series that I'm on Amazon Prime called With Love. And it's the most diverse program I've ever watched or been on. And she is a Cuban-American from Portland, and she was a showrunner on One Day at a Time, the Cuban version, the Latino version that Rita Moreno was in, and a lot of people were in. And she is just a powerhouse. And her mentor was Eva Longoria, and Eva Longoria is my hometown in Corpus Christi. But I just did a film with Eva called Flaming Hot, about the guy who created the Flaming Hot Cheetos. And that's going to premiere June the 9th on Hulu. And our series, With Love, will premiere the second season June the 2nd. So we have so much going on, but women are the ones who are really taking the bull by the horns and really making it happen, because they're so supportive of each other. And not only of women, but they're supportive of the whole process of seeing us in a different light. Because I played nothing but cholos being killed or killing since I arrived in 1970. But I was fortunate because I actually, one of my first movies, I worked with Richard Thomas, Desi Arnaz Jr., and then I worked with Gregory Peck on a Western in 1970, and with Hal Wallace, one of the biggest producers of all time, who did Casablanca and numerous other. Anyway, so we're totally excited about the prospects. But right now, what I found today, I'm just going on and on because something very exciting that I saw happen at Star Elementary here is they got a $3 million grant for a culinary school. I'm talking about middle school.
Wow.
And they have so much land around where they're actually growing the food. And they start the program, the Youth Cinema Project that Edward James Olmos started, who happens to be my best friend. And he, Eva Longoria, Cheech Marine, Luis Valdez, Robert Beltran, numerous people are in my documentary. And so it's a new time and a wonderful time. And somebody like Consuelo, who took the bull by the horns for herself and created this film festival. It's really important because in order, like you said before, it's not free. You got to charge people, right? But she doesn't. It's if you can, whatever you can afford, or you can come in free. But she goes after, people who can give grants and stuff to make this happen. And that's very, very important to celebrate the rich culture of this whole valley and what's been happening here forever, and growing the fruits and vegetables and everything else that is going on here in the workforce.
Yes. If you just joined me on Talk of the Bay, I'm Rachel Ann Goodman. I'm speaking with Consuelo Alba and Pepe Serna. Pepe stars in With Love, the new series, and he plays Luis Delgado, Marta's husband, and has been in over 400 films, is being honored at the Watsonville Film Festival, which begins tomorrow night and runs all the way through the weekend and beyond, right, Consuelo?
Yes, we have 10 days of sharing films in person and online, starting tomorrow with Pepe Serna, opening big time with Pepe and honoring his career and his art tomorrow at the Mello Center. And the next day we have a family program with, we're inviting everybody to see this classic film, Under the Same Moon. And it's a classic for families. It's about a family that is divided because the mom has to come to the U.S. to work. And it's a very beloved film. We're inviting the screenwriter from L.A. to be with us for a Q&A. Dr. Michelle Rodriguez, the superintendent, will be there with us. And later, the whole afternoon, we're going to be sharing shorts, locally made shorts and shorts from the area and L.A., and we have a beautiful program with Senderos coming to Watsonville for the first time. We're going to present 3 films about food, about traditional medicine, and about music. And they are going to perform on the stage of the Mello Center as part of the program. We are also going to have some Oaxacan food available for sale at the cafeteria. So that's the idea with the film festival, right? That it's a celebration of film, and it brings all these pieces together, food, experiences for everyone to enjoy. And that's what we are offering to everyone. As Pepe said, is pay what you can. We really want to make this program accessible to all. And that's a big goal for us. We have been working on just making sure that we break down barriers to access.
And I would love to ask both of you this question because it's come up a lot. I teach a class in social movements and media, and we look at a lot of things, including representation. We definitely look at who is telling these stories and what these stories are and how powerful storytelling is in changing people's perceptions of different groups and communities and countries, etc. Try to break down barriers, literally, is what you said. I'm curious what your take is on that, because it feels to me, looking at the films you're bringing to Watsonville, that all of these films are curated very carefully to reinforce a sense of pride in people's cultural identity. But can you talk further about that? Pepe, I'd like to hear from you first, and then Consuelo.
Okay, yeah. I love that you mentioned this because the media and the way things are put out there, they make America afraid of the Latino, the way we're represented. I was born at the Corpus Christi Naval Base during World War II, 1944. So you can't get any more American than me. I mean, I was an altar boy, Boy Scout, Cub Scout, Marine, the ballet dancer, Golden Glove champ. I did the whole thing because I was always performing, and so you see, you have many friends, and I thank you for teaching these classes because it's so important for the rest of the country to see, hey, we're all alike. I mean, I'm sure you've traveled the world. I've traveled the world filming and things, and people are people wherever you go, and there are good people and not so good people, but it's all in how you look at things. If somebody looks at you wrong or something, it's not about, well, what are you looking at? Who, calling them out? No, most of the time they just happen to be looking your way. They're thinking of something else, and your eyes meet by accident.
Mm-hmm.
So just know that you have so many stories from south of the border all the way to the tip of South America that need to be told, that are like heartwarming, and what Christianity is all about is fellowship and helping each other. And you'll see that in my documentary. I don't know, I'm sure you have a busy schedule, but if you could come, you'll see that my memoir will be out soon, and it will have the same title, that Life is Art. And it's about kindness and joy and bringing that to everybody and helping others, giving a handout and helping them up. It's not just about me working, and you'll see that Eddie almost talks a lot about that in the documentary, about how I helped everybody when I was one of the first ones that was working. So anyway, it's very important that we get these young filmmakers to say, they're just good stories that need to be told, and they're just like anybody else.
Do you think these stories, the newer stories that we're telling, the ones you're mentioning about kindness and fellowship and neighborliness, will wash away some of those older stories that you, in a way, had to because you wanted to be an actor and their only roles available were stereotypical roles? So those kind of froze in younger people's minds, this idea. Do you think the newer stories can have the power to override the older stereotypical stories?
Yeah, well, we're up against the big studios with $200 to $400 million movies and the $200 to $400 worth of publicity. We don't have the publicity. I have asked so many Latinos if they get Amazon Prime, and they do, but 99% have not heard of With Love because they don't promote our show. They just promote the top ones. So yeah, it will be different, and it's up to us to share it, to learn how social media works. That you can't just go on social media and like something, and you have to actually share it so that more people can know and join on the bandwagon.
That's right.
And that's important. It's all up to us to do it. And it's for the good of humanity and mankind and America. We need it desperately. Republicans, Democrats, Independents, we're all the same. We all want the best for each other. And we have to learn how to do it together because we can't do it separately.
That's right. That is absolutely correct. We need to get together and stop fighting each other. Consuelo, any final thoughts on this topic of news stories being powerful as well, more nuanced, more loving stories?
Absolutely. And I think that's basically, in essence, what the Watsonville Film Festival is about, because we are about sharing these new perspectives from Latinos, really connected to the stories, to the experiences in a way that nobody else can see it but us, right? We are so, there are so many stories that we carry stories. And for the first time, in our festival, we can have a space to share these stories. And this is very, very powerful. And I have an example. One of the films we're going to share is the Strawberry Picker. That's the name of the film. It's a short film by Eugenia Renteria, and it focuses on an artist that grew up here in Watsonville, working in the fields, migrant family, and in the school he could not find art classes. Eventually he goes to college and he starts taking fine arts classes, and his life transforms, and now he is a very well-known artist. His work is in the Smithsonian, and we have a retrospective about his work, but this film is about how he was able to overcome all these obstacles. And the filmmaker talks about she's a woman, she connects with him because of the art, because of the spirit, because his idea that art is for everyone. And so there are so many things that it's just important to be able to provide the space for these voices to be heard, because they bring something fresh, something unique that we haven't seen before. So that's the invitation to everyone to come to the festival, to watch these films, to have conversations about them, and share with others, invite other people to participate as well.
You also have some artists involved. You mentioned the strawberry picker and how he got into art, but also you have the mural artists, Kathleen Crocetti and Juan Fuentes, in a reception on March 5th. And if people have not seen the emerging mural on the side of the big parking complex, it's about, it's hundreds of feet tall, and it's beautiful.
6 stories high. 6 stories high. So exactly. The work of this artist, Juan Fuentes, that I'm describing, he's the protagonist of Strawberry Picker. His artwork is now 6 stories high, thanks to Kathleen Crocetti. So his artwork is about farm workers. It's about people who, women and indigenous people. So these are really powerful representations of people that haven't been seen for the longest time. And so we're very proud to present these programs and connect with the artists, and we all work together. And it's a beautiful thing.
Indeed. You have Los Tigres del Norte playing, Historias, and that's happening with director Carlos Perez Osorio in person on the 11th of March. So the entire catalog of your films is going to be available at watsonvillefilmfest.org, so people can choose. You also have a virtual aspect in case someone's out of the area. Do you want to talk about that real briefly in the last minute we have left?
Yes, thank you. Yes, we have a program online. It's a streaming platform that we have where we can share films. Some of the films we're presenting in person will be online, but we also have other films available there that are very special. We have a collaboration with POV and with these wonderful documentary films about sports, Latinos, Cuban baseball players, a little 9-year-old boxer. And we have this wonderful selection of films online that we are also sharing with everybody, free of cost, but donations are always welcome and much appreciated.
Thank you both so much, Pepe Serna and Consuelo Alba. Good luck with your festival. Thank you for sharing it with our listeners as well.
Thank you, Rachel.
Have a wonderful time. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.
Bye.
This is KSQD Santa Cruz, 90.7 FM. I'm Rachel Ann Goodman, and thank you for joining us for this conversation. Talk of the Bay comes your way 5 nights a week at exactly 5 p.m. So remember that for next time. We have a book show always on Fridays with Rick Kleffel. You can check that out 5 o'clock tomorrow night. Coming up next, it's First Person Singular. That will be followed by an interview with Gary Shapiro on From the Bookshelf with Bert Kearns and Stan Welch. All that ahead on KSQD, listener-supported community radio for the Monterey Bay at 90.7 FM. Stay tuned.